opportunity to team 4 times in one season, but you were able to do it. How do you feel like you managed to get that together this weekend, I guess, and all season against them?
Hey, you know what? Great goaltending and a lot of buy-in from the group. You know, I thought we defended our tail off tonight. And, kind of a crazy game there in the third period with what happened. But I thought the guys showed some composure. We talked at the beginning of our season that everybody matters. And tonight you saw that, you know, with Scholl getting a game winner, and different guys stepping up at different times. And, you know, I think Simon Tassie's really hitting his stride right now. I think he had a really, really good weekend. And, you know, right now the guys are just kind of finding a way.
Coach, yesterday it was a little bit tougher on the power play. You guys reserved for 6 today. You guys got 1 to go. What's kind of the feeling when you guys are able to kind of get that goal in, and especially with the importance that it had with Simon's goal in the third?
Excuse me. I thought we drove momentum with our previous power play. A couple of looks. I think Cruz might be seeing that one in his sleep tonight. They did a good job of getting their stick on it, but I thought we had some poise tonight that maybe we haven't shown recently. And then again, Simon Tassie finds a way to get a stick on a puck that you know, was filtered to the net. They do a good job of taking away lanes, and we're able to get one. He tips one in, and then you knew it was going to be hard, and it was over the back half. But it was good to see our power play contribute tonight.
Mike, with Sawyer's goal, that obviously the officials gave that a review. I guess I was wondering, what was your, you know, initial, when you saw the play, what was, you know, were you worried? Were you kind of thinking, wondering if they were gonna, you know, pull that one off the board? What was your initial feel?
The first thing I asked, because all you could see on the replay was the Mellenbacher going into the net. And the first thing I talked to Nick Oliver, and I just said, hey, ask our hockey ops, Luke Regner. I said, just let me know if he was pushed in, if he was knocked in. And that's what my guy said. He said, you know what, he had tripped going into the net, and so he didn't go in there on his own power. And that's what I got. But I haven't seen that, so I'm just giving you what I got. So I want to make sure I get an opportunity to take a look at that. But I've got a lot of trust in my staff, and I have to believe that was the way it was.
Yeah, Mike, we've talked before about the importance of defense contributing to offense, and that certainly was the case this series. Joe Volodechuk played a great game tonight, a couple points for defenders last night. Just talk about the impact that had on these 2 games.
Well, I think last weekend, and I understand we didn't give up a lot as far as goals, and I want to give Kyle a lot of that credit, but I thought we played more connected, and I know that's maybe a little bit of a hot word when you're talking about being successful, but when we come out of our end together and enter their end together, we're a much better hockey team. I thought we did a good job of breaking pucks out this weekend. It's something that the guys focused on this week, and I thought they executed very well. But we go nowhere without our group back there. Any opportunity I've had to be a head coach of a team that's somewhat successful, it runs through first your goaltender and then your defensive core. And I thought those guys did everything they could, whether it was getting us out of our zone, into their zone, but even blocking shots and defending the way that they did, allowed us to have the weekend that we had.
First 2 periods, I think there were 4 or 5 partially open nets that you guys weren't able to hit, and you're only up by 1, and then they tied. And at that point, does it start to feel like there's a squeeze a little bit that you guys had to relax and kind of say, those are gone, move on with it, and get the next one?
I've quit trying to read these guys. You know, yeah, as from a coaching standpoint and standing in the seat that I was at, yeah, you're hoping to get it to 2. And again, we had multiple looks where we did have opportunities to get it to 2, and we didn't, but I didn't think we panicked. I thought the guys went back out and just went right back to work. And, you know, you credit our leadership group, as I have this entire year, because of the job that they've done. at giving us a mindset that is one that whatever comes at us, we have to figure out and move on to the next one. They've been really good about forgetting the last shift, and you hope that that's something that we can maintain here through the next 4 games that we go on the road, which is going to be incredibly difficult.
Coach, yesterday, I mean, the first 40 minutes you guys were trailing for nearly the entire time. Today, you guys never trailed today. When you guys have a lead, especially early, how does that kind of change maybe the momentum or the way that you guys kind of play? Is there more confidence that you see from the team, or is there any shift when you see, you know, the way that the 2 different games were played this weekend?
I just like our mental stability at this time. Whether we're up or whether we're down, the guys just go on to the next shift. I think a lot of that has to do again with our leadership group, but the mentality of just control what you can control. If something bad just happened, you can't change that. If something good just happened, you better focus on the next opportunity that you have. And our group's done a really good job of that, and they've been rewarded for it.
Mike, on a similar note, I kind of want to just get your viewpoint on Whitelaw's, you know, that first goal, and, you know, kind of just what you saw there and what you think kind of made that moment work.
Well, you know what, I thought it was puck pressure and created a turnover. And that's one young man that when he's in that area, he's pretty comfortable. You know, he was able to get his head up and find a hole. You saw what he can do under pressure last week in the shootout, where I think he gets excited about that. He doesn't fade, he doesn't shy away. So it's good to see him contribute from that standpoint, because he's been a goal scorer his entire career, and hopefully that's something he's going to continue to do for us.
Any indication on how long Lindmark might be out, and then did something happen with Stringel toward the end that saw him go off, but couldn't really tell what had happened there?
To answer your first question, we'll find out a little bit more early in the week with Lindmark. Lower body. And then with Charlie, as soon as I got in the locker room, I asked him how he was doing. He said he felt okay. So we'll make sure in the next 24 hours get him taken care of, get him evaluated, and kind of go from there. But that's what I've got so far.
After last weekend, how good does it feel kind of to get 2 wins at home, and how important do you think this momentum is going to be going forward with the 2 tough road trips that you got over the next 2 weekends?
Well, you talk about building your book of business from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, and when you talk about pairwise, you need to take care of your home ice. You don't quite get as much juice for a home win, and it hurts you if you have a home loss. So for us to find ways to defend our home ice, and again, I do want to give credit to the people that came in the building, because it's a fun place to play when it's full. And they got behind us, and I thought we took some of that momentum last night, tonight, and we're going to need that for the next time we get back here. But it was important because we're still in the process of competing hopefully through next weekend, the following weekend, and then back here you want to continue to garner points in our league. And so we did our business tonight. We can't do anything about what's going on in other series right now. Get our rest and get back to work on Monday. But it's really important if you want to be there at the end to be able to defend your home ice, because we want to be playing here as long as we can.
You guys gave a little salute to the alums sitting up in the suite after the game tonight. What did that mean to have those guys here? And I think you had a chance to meet with a few of them and kind of get the pulse of what they're feeling like right now too.
You know what, it was fantastic, and I shared this with the guys, before we went out for tonight's game. Todd, myself, and Ollie, Max on the road, Doc is, and so we went up there and were able to see some of the alumni and say thanks for coming. It's an accomplished group. When you walk into that locker room every day and you see those 6 championship trophies, some of the things that our marketing department has done in recognizing the 6 championship teams and allowing some of those individuals to defend what their championship was and who had the best one. has been really entertaining for me because it's great to see the history be honored as much as it is. So, you know, I shared with the group just what they're saying, and they said they're appreciative. They like the way the guys play. They think they play for each other. They think they play what Badger hockey's supposed to be. So you wanted to share that with the group, and we're very appreciative of those guys being here and doing what they did before us, and we wanted to do something to try and make them as proud as they could be about being a Badger.
Very good, right?